High-stakes US-Russia talks on ending the Ukraine war have failed to yield a breakthrough. Russian President met Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Donald Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner in the Kremlin, after earlier signaling his forces were ready to achieve Russia's initial war goals. But after the meeting, Kremlin aide Yuri Ushakov said that peace is not closer to being achieved in Ukraine. Ushakov said the initial US plan was broken down into 4 parts, which were discussed during the nearly 5-hour meeting. He noted that the sides failed to reach a compromise on one of the most difficult issues of territory.
So far, a compromise hasn't been found. Some of the American proposals seem more or less acceptable, but they need to be discussed. Some of the wording that was proposed to us doesn't suit us. So, the work will continue.
And Witkoff were to present Putin with the new version of the US plan, which has been hammered out after the initial version raised fears in Kiev and elsewhere in Europe that it made too many concessions to Moscow. Putin demanded that Kiev surrender territory Moscow claims as its own. On Tuesday, Putin claimed that the eastern Ukrainian railway hub of Kupiansk has been under Moscow troops' control for weeks. Now, speaking to journalists, Putin said that in a few days, Russia would also capture Kupiansk, another Ukrainian settlement south of Kupiansk along the Oskil River.
I think there are 2,000 buildings there. There's fighting going on there. 600 buildings, somewhere around 1,000 already. 650 are in the hands of the Russian army. We are advancing. I think we'll take that settlement too in a few days. That's another settlement.
Russian Defense Ministry has released a video. It shows troops and explosions in Zeleny High, a settlement that news agencies say has been captured. A day ago, Putin threatened to sever Ukraine's access to the sea in response to drone attacks on tankers of Russia's shadow fleet in the Black Sea. Now, as Russia continues its offensive, Putin accused Ukraine's European allies of sabotaging US-led efforts to end the war that has gained momentum in recent weeks. The Russian leader accused Europe of amending peace proposals with demands that are absolutely unacceptable to Russia, thus blocking the entire peace process, only to blame Russia for it. And he also warned that if Europe wants war, then Russia is ready.
We're not going to have a war with Europe, I've already said. But if Europe suddenly wants to wage a war with us and starts it, we are ready right away. There can be no doubt about that.
A Ukrainian delegation could meet Witkoff and Kushner on Wednesday after their meeting with Putin in Moscow. A senior Kiev official told AFP that Ukraine does not rule the meeting out and is ready, adding that the talks could be held in Brussels, but there is no clear agreement. Zelensky said there is no simple solution to war. He repeated his country's insistence that Kiev takes part in peace discussions and that clear security guarantees be agreed. Now, Trump said the war in Ukraine was a mess and not an easy situation to resolve.